Todd, Moon, and Sky were the big three at the International Esports Tournament, but this time they have even tougher competition with Fav, Sweet, Lucifer, and Lynn. NVIDIA is making games colorful on episode 28 of Imbalanced. The Make Games Colorful tournament started with 16 players. 6 of those are Chinese: Sky, Infi, Fly, Zhaoti, Tho, and LYC. Korea has 7 players in attendance with Moon, Lucifer, Fav, Sweet, Lin, Remind, and Soju. Joining those players will be 3 Europeans in Grubby, Todd, and Sass. The tournament started by splitting the players into 4 groups of 4 players. They played in a double elimination tournament with the 2 lowest ranked teams being eliminated, and the 8 winning players moving on to the next phase of the tournament. First up, it's Team A, captained by Sky, facing off against Team B. Sky picked up his teammate Infi, followed by Sweet and Zhaoti. Fav picked up Todd, Remind, and Sass. The teams face off in an NGL-style clan war where the winner stays and the loser is eliminated. The last team with players left is the victor. All matches are best of 1 map. Sky and Remind played on Terranis Stand, where Sky went for quick expansion. Remind got a Warden to level 2 before starting the harassment. The Warden gets 4 of 5 peasants to slow down the expansion. Sky couldn't get an Arcane Tower up in time, so the harassment continues. Remind dominated the peasants, and finally Sky gives up on the expansion and he techs. Remind stays on the offensive, going in for a barracks kill and getting an Archmage kill at the same time. The siege comes out, and Sky has to desperately focus the glaive throwers to survive. Sky gets a break, dropping a Zeppelin out of the sky, and it lets his towers finish, but Remind is back with more siege and an expansion of his own. The siege comes, so Sky goes out to fight. He built up a 70 food army quickly. Both players suffer some terrible losses, but Sky forces the level 6 Warden out. Remind isn't done yet. He comes back with bears, and this time he gets the better of Sky to take the map. Team A put Zhaoti up next, and Remind took care of him on Echo Isles. That puts Team B up 2-0. Team A tried to stop the bleeding with Sweet. Remind doesn't tech to tier 2, and he goes for second Ancient Fort hidden away from view. Remind goes for an early tower push. Sweet has ghouls and gargoyles, but he lets the towers finish, and now he has a tough task of breaking out of the push. Rather than just fight the towers, he has his gargoyles patrol for any new units coming to support Remind's army. He slows down the push long enough to get a meat wagon out. He gets 1 tower down, and the momentum switches to his favor. The Dark Ranger tries to take out the siege, but instead she has to town portal out. Remind tries another push, but he can't fight against Sweet's army, and Sweet gets the win. Team B puts up Fav, looking for a win in Undead Mirror. Both players go for a Lich and Ghouls on Twisted Meadows. Sweet backs off first, and Fav follows him into his base. Sweet expertly saves 3 Ghouls and gets the advantage by hitting level 2 first. Fav gets creepjacked. He did get to level 3 on the creeps, but he loses some units. He successfully hit 2 red health Ghouls. Fav tries to do some harassment, but Sweet takes down a Gargoyle. Another creepjack for Sweet takes out a few more Gargoyles, and now Sweet has a much larger army. 1 more creep camp gives him level 5 on his Lich. Fav finally gives in and fights, but Sweet dominates his Gargoyles in seconds. That ties up the match at 2 points apiece. Sweet put together a 3rd victory, beating Sass on Turtle Rock. That left Todd as the only member left for Team B. Todd got Terranis Stand as the map for his match. Sweet started out with some heavy harassment, getting a few peasant kills early. He saw Todd go to creep the mercenary camp, and instead of going for the creepjack, he goes for Todd's base and the peasants. Todd comes back with a level 3 Archmage, which will dominate Ghouls, but it's too late for most of his peasants. Sweet makes it out, only losing 2 Ghouls, but he nearly lost 3 more. Todd finally creeps his expansion, but Sweet wants none of it. He comes in with Gargoyles and takes it down. Sweet stays on the offensive, constantly taking out the towers before they can finish. Todd keeps on trying, but Sweet always takes the towers down easily. Sweet goes in for the killing blow on the expansion, and he has the army to finish the game, but Todd backs off a little. Finally, Sweet crushes the expansion, and Todd gives up the game. Next up, it's Team C and Team D. Grubby captained Team C along with LYC, Fly, and Soju. Moon headed up Team D along with his teammates Lucifer, Lin, and Tho. Tho started the battle off upsetting Soju, but Fly came back and revenged Soju for Team C. Then Team D brought out their big gun Moon. After Fly fell to the 5th race, it was LYC's turn. LYC has beaten Moon in the past, and Night Elf Mirror is not the strongest matchup for Moon. The two played on Twisted Meadows, and Moon does not play well early. He looks for a Demon Hunter kill, but he doesn't realize that his own Demon Hunter will lose the fight. At Tier 2, they fight over the Goblin Merchant. Neither player takes the advantage, and finally Moon is forced forced a town portal. Moon goes out to creep and with his bears while LYC goes on the offensive, but LYC suddenly gets cold feet and decides not to fight when Moon town portals back. He comes back later as Moon is creeping again. This time Moon decided to run back and the two players fight. Moon comes through with more bears and higher level heroes. Moon finally goes on the offensive and he only needs one attack to deal a crushing blow to LYC. Team C must now put out their last player and team captain, Grubby. It's Turtle Rock, and Moon goes for heavy harassment early. He stops Grubby from finishing his third burrow and gets a grunt kill. In the meantime, Grubby focused on creeping up his heroes. At Tier 2, rather than harassing, Moon goes for a red creep, getting some quick hero levels. Grubby goes for some harassment, but Moon traps his grunts in his base with some great base design. One Ancient Wind got stopped, but that's all that Grubby can manage. In the meantime, he loses more than a couple of grunts due to Moon's great base placement. Grubby tries some harassment, but against Cyclone, he can't make it away without using a town portal. Moon is slow to go on the offensive, and instead he creeps and stocks up on healing scrolls. They fight, and Grubby looks to have a good army and decent positioning against Moon, but Moon still micros extremely well. Grubby turns around and tries to go for a hero kill. He can't get it, and he throws in the GG. That sends Team C to the losers bracket along with Team B.